What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? We are back again. Happy Sunday again. We are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Hold on. Let me wipe this with my claw. Uh-oh. I need to buy some new lens thingy-mabobs. Hold on. Let me just use a regular napkin, child. I don't know why I can't find my lens cleaner. I got another one. Anyway, y'all come on in here. We're a little late tonight. I had a call to get on at 8 o'clock, so that pushed me back. Look, I don't know how this is gonna go. I feel like y'all gonna end up. I feel like all of the Portia stands just go ahead and get ready to hate me and talk shit. Just you can say it in the chat. Just be respectful. You don't have to agree with me, but y'all gonna probably not like me by the time this review is over. Let's get into it, child. We are dealing with the aftermath of what happened last week when Shamia put out there about the rumors about Portia mama trying to sleep with her daddy, and then Portia threw back, well, your mama did sleep with her brother-in-law. Like, and let me say this. I understand, and I know what y'all gonna say. I don't even want to say what I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. But I already know what y'all's response is going to be when I say what I'm getting ready to say. I understand that Shamia pulled the first. I understand she started it. I understand that Shamia threw out, boom, your mama tried to sleep with my daddy. I get it, y'all. Full stop. I 100% understand that Shamia said it first. Full stop. But don't nobody had nothing to say about Portia saying that Shamia mama slept with her daddy's brother. But I mean, I get it. A tit for tat. If you hit me, I'm gonna take it to the moon. Like, I get it. I do get it. But I'm just like, anyway, that ain't even what y'all gonna be mad at me about. Let's just keep going. So we see Shamia and Kelly. Now it looks like the ladies went and stayed at a hotel overnight. If y'all paid attention, it looks like wherever this club was probably, I think, far away from where they were staying. And so they probably put the ladies up in a hotel overnight. You saw that the ladies had like overnight bags and stuff like that. Kelly convinces Shamia to go to the club because all the ladies ended up going to the club that night. I don't think that was a good decision. Kelly, if you wanted to go to the club, I get it. You wanted to go and have a good time. You didn't, you did what you were supposed to do as a friend. When Shamia walked out, you walked out with Shamia. You went back, you had a conversation with Shamia. You let Shamia, you cry on your shoulder. You did the right thing as a friend. And I feel like if you wanted to go to that club and Shamia wasn't feeling it and she wasn't up for it, I honestly feel like it should have been okay for Shamia to stay at the hotel and you to go to the club and party with the ladies. I'm going to just be honest and say, I really do think that everybody needed a minute. Portia needed a minute. Shamia needed a minute. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. If we are all partying, I don't know if I want to be there either. Like, if I saw Shamia walk in, I'd probably want to leave too. I'm just going to be honest with y'all, right? Because nobody had time to process. When I say nobody, I mean the two women involved, because nobody else mattered. And we're going to get to that in a second. I'm talking about the two ladies involved. Neither one of them had time to really process. Okay? TB says it's their job probably to be at the club. They would never go in earlier seasons. They would never go where the clubs. Yes, they did. They used to go to the clubs all the time. They probably weren't supposed to go to the club. Like, it's clear that the club was ready and prepped for them because, for the exception of K. Michelle, No DJ in the world got all them songs that DJ was playing. Don't no DJ in the world just have Shamia and Portia's song from 10 years ago on deck. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not a DJ. So when I say no DJ in the world, but I'm pretty certain that the DJ was given a heads up and to make sure they had them songs ready. Because for the exception of K. Michelle, maybe Drew, maybe, but to have all four of them songs queued up and ready, they clearly they knew they were coming, and I thought that was cute. I thought it was really cute that they had everybody's song queued up. I thought it was real cute that K. Michelle gave everybody a shout out. I thought that was a really cute thing. I mean, it was unfortunate that it was sort of a damper put on it because of what had happened at dinner, but I really thought that was real cute that all the ladies had a chance to kind of get on the mic and sing their song, and it was cute. It was really, really cute. Shamia didn't learn anything from last year. Why not say the stuff to Portia before saying it to everyone? Shamia is sneaky. I'm sorry. Kelly wants to be in the in crowd so bad. I'm just reading y'all's comments. But was it mandatory for the whole cast to be there? Let me be clear. I don't care if it was mandatory. I hear what y'all are saying, and I'm sure they were supposed to be there, but I don't care. At the end of the day, if she don't go, she just don't go. The worst thing they're going to do is dock her check. I mean, that's not going to be the reason why they fire her. If Shamia doesn't get renewed, if Shamia doesn't get her peach back, it ain't going to be because she didn't go to the club that night after her and Portia had that type of a fight. It's really not. Again, is the expectation that she was supposed to be there? Absolutely. But she ain't going to be the first housewife, and she damn sure ain't going to be the last housewife to not show up at an event she's supposed to be at. It just happens. It happens all the time. The worst that's going to happen is they're going to dock her pay. Okay. Shamia don't need the fucking money. I'm just saying, under those circumstances, I would have understood if Shamia didn't go. Under those circumstances. Now, yes, to be clear, their production kind of put a bug in Shamia's ear and say, hey, girl, we need you. Look, I know things went left at dinner, but we need you to go and get dressed. Yeah, I'm sure they did. But at the end of the day, I personally feel like maybe Shamia probably should have stayed home. Now, with that being said, Shamia went. Shamia said, I'm not going to sit in this house crying. I'm going to go out. My girl, Kelly said, girl, get your ass up. We're going to get out in these streets. We're not going to let these hoes, we're not going to let them know that we are bothered. And we're going to, go ahead and we're going to go to this club. Now, here's where I said, this is some bullshit. I understand Portia leaving when Shamia got there. I 100% understand Portia leaving. Wait a minute. When they needed a minute on Real Housewives of Atlanta before, they never left before. We never saw Kenya, Candy, Phaedra, etc. leave because of someone they are feuding with. Yes, we have. Nene was the queen of walking out. What are you talking? We have absolutely seen these women leave when somebody showed up that they didn't want to deal with, or when a conversation got heated. We absolutely have seen people walk away on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Nene was the queen of walking away. Candy has walked away. We absolutely have seen them do it. I'm sorry. I disagree with that. I understand Portia walking away. Again, I get it. It was a lot. Shamia walked in there and you was like, F that hoe and I'm out of here. Why the rest of them leave? Why the rest of them leave? You said so Portia could go, but Shamia should have stayed at the hotel. Well, Shamia is the one that started it. Like, Shamia was the one that made the first comment about somebody's mama. Yeah. I'm sorry. But look, I know y'all ain't gonna agree with a lot of what I'm saying, and that's cool. I still love y'all. We can't leave off a job because we're mad at a coworker. Shit, I've done it before. To save me from not losing my motherfucking job, I absolutely have left work. I sure have. Yes, the fuck I have. For the other ladies to walk off with Portia was lame as F, and them to say you just said that girl mama slept with your father, but not holding her accountable. I don't understand why the rest of them left. And this goes back to what I've been telling y'all for the last 3 weeks. I don't care what nobody says. Portia has been running the girls from behind the scenes, and she's been a puppet master all season. Because I find it so interesting. The ladies that got up and left are the exact same ladies that I've been telling y'all are all a part of Portia's little, clique. Because at the end of the day, none of them had a reason to leave. Not nail one of them. Not nail one of them had a reason to leave. Now, this is where I'm going to agree with TB from that regard, nobody else had no. If Portia wanted to leave, I get it. I understand Portia saying, I'm not doing this. I understand that. But the rest of y'all ain't have no reason to get up and leave. Let's be clear. Y'all have said some nasty shit about each other, each other's husbands, each other's children. Like, y'all have talked about each other all, like, and ain't nobody ever just get up and walk away because of something somebody said about somebody else's husband, somebody else's child. Like, y'all ain't do all of that when last season when they was coming for Angela's husband. I didn't see nobody get up and walk off in solidarity of Angela when Portia said she would F her husband. I didn't see that. I didn't see that go down. I didn't see it go down earlier this season when Shamia told y'all what Angela said about her and sleeping around. Like, I didn't like, y'all, why are we all getting up and walking out the club? Like, I didn't understand that. Come to find out they didn't leave. Shamia said Cynthia stayed. Angela posted a video of her there. Drew stayed. So then why did they say they left? Did they leave and go back in? Right, Nene walked off the whole damn reunion. Slammed her computer down and walked off the damn reunion. Wouldn't even answer the phone when Andy tried to call her, child. You said they did walk away last year with Britt. Yeah, they did do that. But yeah, they did do that. But actually, all of them didn't walk away. A couple of them did, but all of them didn't walk away. So they left and went back in. Okay. Hold on, let me get caught up on the comments. And now Shamia is supposed to not participate just because I see y'all are taking it, and I'm not gonna get caught up in the minutia. I'm not saying that Shamia didn't have a right to go. I'm saying that for me, in my opinion, I think Shamia should have let the shit settle for a minute. And I know y'all don't agree with that, and that's fine. That's fine. They edited that way. Okay, so they didn't leave. Okay. Well, I'm only going to go by what they edited. And this what they edited, and this what they said. I ain't see nobody correct nobody. So we're going by what we saw on the show, y'all. I know y'all have been all over on social media and shit. I'm going by what's on the show. And on the show, they left. And I think it was fucked up. I think it was fucked up that they left. They pulled, we came together, so we leave together. Ciao. Lord, I'm just getting caught up. Shamia said that Shamia did say when they were talking, Shamia did say that somebody did stay for her song, Cynthia. She did say that Cynthia stayed for her song. But the way it was edited, I'm only go by what was edited. The way it was edited, it looked like when Portia got up and left, eventually everybody else left. We did see them outside talking. So they did leave the club. Now they went back, so I'm not going to get caught up in that. But they did go back. So they went back in. But they did all walk out when Portia walked out. And I guess they all went back in. Portia left or whatever. I still just, again, I just feel like it just looked real, it just looked real cultish like to me that, and again, I told y'all for the last 3 weeks, I've been feeling like that Portia's been sitting back playing innocent, playing like she not doing nothing and she don't have nothing going on. And then this the shit, before I forget, excuse me, never left, stayed for Shamia's song. Well, we know that they left because they went outside. At some point, they left because they went outside. Now, they may not have left and went home left, but they left out the club at some point because they were outside filming a scene. But neither here nor there. Shamia, I want Shamia to stop fucking apologizing. I can't stand it. I cannot stand that Shamia feels like, because here's the thing that pisses me off about the apologies. It's twofold. One, the apologies piss me off because you don't mean it. You meant what you said. You meant what you did. You just don't know what to do with the tension, and you don't know what to do with other people's reaction. So your response to other people's reaction is to just apologize. But you meant that shit. Like, you meant what you said. You meant what you said. You meant you meant it. So I don't, it's like, stop fucking apologizing. The second reason why the apologies irritate me is because at a certain point, they come off disingenuous. They just come off. So if you want me to take your apology seriously, you need to save it for when you really fucking mean it. Not when you feel like it's what's going to get us past it and get us to the next thing. Like, stop. Just stop it. You said her and Shamia were doing those letters, same thing, sitting back, having all the others go off on everyone. They both are one and the same. Ooh, now that's okay. All right. Okay. I just get irritated when people cry to get sympathy or act like they've done wrong or innocent when they're not. Right. I can't stand when people say, I'm sorry, but are you really right? And I think she is. Right. I'm with Kelly on that one. Y'all know I don't agree with Kelly on a lot, but Kelly was like, stand on business and say it with your chest. Like, stop fucking apologizing. And I really feel that because Shamia, I'm tired. I'm sick of the apologies. Now, the next day, the ladies come back, yada, yada, yada. The next day, Portia is going to take Shamia, Kelly, and Cynthia with her on a field trip. They're going to a cemetery, which we'll get to that in a second. And then the rest of the ladies stayed at the house. They were supposed to be doing a spa day. Oh, excuse me, because there's a spa on the premises. Come to find out, it's really not a spa situation. It's just a hot tub and a sauna room. It really wasn't like a spa that we're used to, like when we think of a spa situation. But I wanna approach a few things before we get into it. Phaedra's in Phaedra's confessional, she was talking about how Shamia is always starting things or always doing these things. And a couple of the examples that she gave, I was like, Phaedra, you are really reaching. You are really reaching. You're going to basically say that Shamia, you said that Shamia lied on you about telling Pinky that you said she ate meat. She did misrepresent what you said. However, Phaedra, you said that lady ate meat. Now, you didn't say in present time, but you said that lady ate meat. Now, she misrepresented what you said from the point of view of she did make it sound more salacious. But in my mind, that's housewife shit. Like, I'm not gonna put Shamia on a higher level because Shamia repeated something you said. This woman got her whole empire is built off of her being vegan. Her whole $1 million empire is built off of her being vegan. Girl, you did say that woman ate meat. You said she had a whole barbecue restaurant back in the day. You did. You said that. She said that. Right, SCK. She said that. She said the girl ate meat. Now, she didn't say in present day she ate meat, but even if she said the girl ate meat, I mean, I don't feel like that's Shamia being extra messy. I feel like that's Shamia doing housewife shit. That's right. Y'all know what? I apologize. Kelly said she ate the meat. Y'all right. Kelly said it. I'm sorry, SCK. I'm sorry. Y'all right. She said it. But I still feel like that wasn't, in the grand scheme of things, that's housewife shit. We're not going to turn that into the equivalent of this whole thing with her and Portia. The other example that she used the example about the meat thing. She used like 2 or 3 examples of 2 or 3 examples for Shamia, but that was one of them, and it was something else. I should have wrote it down, y'all. I'm sorry. But it was the meat thing, and it was something else she said. Oh, and she said something inappropriate to Angela's daughter. No, she didn't. She said she had a Jamaican restaurant. Kelly was the one that said she ate meat. Again, my apologies. Kelly was the one that said it. She said, and she said something inappropriate to Angela's daughter. No, she didn't. Again, I know the people who have kids, I know what y'all been saying, and that's fine that y'all feel how y'all feel, but she did not, in my opinion, she did not say something inappropriate. Now, was it necessary for her to speak to Angela's child? No. But all she said was that you're nicer than your mother. Again, Angela's child is not a 9-year-old minor. Angela's child is a grown-ass married woman who got a whole confessional. I'm sorry. I'm not going to put them on the same level. Like, I'm just not going to do it. I feel like y'all, when I say y'all, I'm talking about the housewives. I'm not talking about y'all in the chat. I feel like y'all are trying to villainize Shamia so bad to justify supporting Portia. And I'm not saying Shamia is perfect. Because Shamia got her shit with her too. Y'all. So I'm not saying that Shamia is perfect. What I am going to say is, we're not going to sit here and act like Portia hasn't done nothing. I mean, do we need to go back to Portia and all the lies that Portia has told? All the misrepresented statements, all the misplaced comments that Portia has done in her lifetime. Like, are we really going to not? Because if we're going to start pulling out resumes, let's start pulling out resumes. Portia repeated a whole story about Candy trying to SA her, and then act like she didn't even know nothing about it. When they were down to the Hawaii or wherever they were, some island, and Candy brought it up, and Portia sat there and said, "Who said that? Girl, you said it. What you mean?" What you mean? Now let's talk about this phone call. That Portia made to her sister. So Portia calls Lauren while she's getting herself together. Am I the only one that caught the lie? Am I the only one that caught the lie? Because again, I know the Portia fans about to be like, she didn't lie. She didn't lie. Am I the only one that caught the lie that Portia was sitting there talking to her sister and she told that lie? Am I the only one that caught the lie? When Portia called her sister and Portia was talking about how the conversation, how her and Shamia even got on the whole conversation. And she said that Shamia said, well, and she said, well, Shamia made a comment about, staying cool with Dennis. So she said, well, Portia, I heard that you don't want me around Pilar. Why did Portia act like she don't know where Shamia got that from? Why did her and Lauren talk about what she talking about? Where'd she even get that from? And Portia was like, right. What you mean, right? Because when y'all were arguing, you point blank said to Shamia that you didn't want her around Pilar. You said that. So now you're talking to your sister and you're trying to act like you don't even know where the fuck Shamia got that from and why Shamia would even say that. But then when you got in your confessional, you said that you heard that Shamia was using your daughter for clout. What? No disrespect to Pilar, but why would Shamia need to use Pilar for clout? But then when you told the story, it doesn't sound like she's trying to use Pilar for clout. It sounds like she loves Pilar and she likes the fact that she still has access to Pilar, even though the two of y'all are no longer friends. That's what it sounds like. Because when they played the audio of Cynthia carrying the bone, back to Portia, what she said, Shamia said was, she's glad she's still friends with Dennis because she still gets to see Pilar. That is not using your child for clout. That is not it. That is not using your child for clout. That is a woman who, by your own admission, was at the hospital when you gave birth to this child, who has been around your child's entire life. Y'all kids play together, and she hates the fact that the kids are suffering because the adults are no longer getting along. And she likes the fact that her daughters still get to play with Pilar because they still have a connection through Dennis. Now, let's be clear. I said last week that Portia has every right to not have people around her child that she doesn't want around her child. She's got every right to make that decision, full stop. She has every right to tell Dennis, I don't want Pilar around Shamia and Gerald. Full stop. She has every right to say that. But what we're not going to do is sit here and turn this into something it's not. Ain't nobody clout chasing off of your child. That is not what Shamia said. And I don't know how you drew that conclusion that she's clout chasing off of your daughter because she wants to still maintain a relationship with a child that she has been there since birth. Now, at the end of the day, you're just going to have to learn how to not be, you're going to have to just get over it, Shamia. I mean, unfortunately, when friends fall apart, unfortunately, sometimes the kids do suffer. So unfortunately, you're going to have to learn how to deal without it because, Portia has every right to say, I don't want you around my child. But I just felt like Portia sitting there acting like she didn't know what the hell Shamia was talking about, but then turned around and told the whole story about why she don't want Pilar around Shamia. I was like, wait, what? The fuck? What? Now, because somebody in the chat just said it. because Portia she is absolutely reality TV smart. She knew exactly what she was doing by calling Lauren and having that conversation. She absolutely knew what she was doing. There were certain things she wanted to say, certain parts of a storyline she wanted to be told, and she knew it was going to. She knew what she was doing. You know, to be fair, Portia knew exactly what she was doing in that moment. It reminds me of Jackie and Simone when they fell out. Jackie couldn't come to Michael's graduation, and you could tell it hurt. Shamia loves that baby. Yeah, I just think I don't think it's deeper than that. I think, and again, I understand if you don't fuck with Shamia, you don't want Shamia around your child, fine. You know, that's fine. Now, in the car, Phaedra asked Shamia what happened and why she went there. And then here we go with Shamia apologizing. You know, maybe it was the wrong place, wrong time, but things have been festering. Blah, 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 blah. Look, Shamia, listen, let's just call a thing a thing. You felt like Portia brought up the mothers first. You felt like Portia made a post on social media first that brought the mothers up. And y'all had agreed that y'all weren't going to bring the mothers up. You felt like Portia violated, and you basically been sitting on go, ready for the opportunity. And this was the first opportunity you had, because this is really the first time you and Portia really had a conversation all season. Again, that's why I'm with Kelly on this one. Stop all that damn apologizing, girl. Call a thing a thing. You were on ready. You were on go. Call a thing a thing. That's just how I feel about it. Call a thing a thing. This all started because she was mad to hear Kelly and Portia made up. It all started because she was mad to hear Kelly. No, yeah, I mean, I think it's a variety of things. Now, back at the house, the ladies are talking to Portia about what happened. Pinky Cole, come to the front. Come here. Pinky Cole, come here. She talking about something. I did feel like there was an energy shift because when we were at the airport and I asked her if you ready for the trip, and she was like, I'm ready for whatever. I'm ready for whatever. So if you are cool with Shamia, that was an unnecessary thing to say. And even if Shamia said it the way you said she said it, you're adding fuel to a fire that is already, listen, that's like putting lighter fluid on a fire that is already touching the sky. We don't need you to add nothing to it. Those two ladies already got what they got going on. You did not need to add that because, first of all, it was unnecessary. It was an unnecessary thing to add. And we don't even know how Shamia said it. I mean, Shamia might have just been like, girl, I'm ready for whatever. Like, it could have been said the way Pinky said it, or it could have just been like, well, I mean, I'm ready for whatever, you know. Whatever happens is whatever happens. Pinky, I felt like that was real fucking messy for you to put it out there like that. Now, shout out to K. Michelle, because I feel like K. Michelle, you know, was like, look, I feel like, you know, Shamia is dealing with what she's dealing with. She processing. She's doing the best she can. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know exactly what Kelly said. I mean, what K. Michelle said, but I feel like K. Michelle had Shamia's back in this space where I feel like they were piling on, even to the point where Portia Portia said something, and K. Michelle was like, "Girl, she lying. Girl, she is lying. Like Portia is lying, sitting here trying to act like she been sitting back chilling and she ain't said nothing. She ain't done nothing. Then Portia gonna say, we were in a good space. We were on our way. I mean, this is where we could have made up. I mean, Scotland could have been where we brought our friendship back together. I mean, I was actually kind of happy to be around her again. I mean, this could have been the turning point. That's when K. Michelle was like, girl, you lying. And I'm gonna have to agree with K. Michelle, girl, you lying. Because again, at no point in time did you say, Shamia, girl, let's talk. What you mean? Scotland could have been the place where we work this out and we talk it out. At what point did you try to have a conversation with Shamia? At what point did you say, Shamia, this is ridiculous? Can you come to my room tonight? And the reason why I'm saying Shamia, I mean, Portia, is because Portia's the one that said, hey, we were on our way back. We were turning a corner. I was feeling her again. That's why I keep saying that. You know, I'm just like, I was like, Portia, you full of shit. Like, to me, it was just so obvious that was a lie. Oh, here go my cloth. It was so obvious that was just a lie. I'm sorry. I was just like, now, down to the cemetery. First of all, let me start at the beginning and work our way back. I'm not going to no cemetery. This goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of this review about what the job is and their obligations and what they're expected to do. I'm not going to no cemetery. I'm going to tell y'all that now. Let me be clear about something. I don't do no unnecessary funerals, and I don't do no unnecessary cemetery visits. And what I mean by that is I'm not one of them people that go to every memorial service, funeral for every person I ever knew, ever met, that ever came into my life. Sorry, I'm just not that person. I don't have that in me. I'm not doing it. And I damn sure I'm not going to a cemetery to take a stroll. As much as I love history, as much as I appreciate museums and things of that nature, I'm not just going to go to no cemetery just to be like, oh, this is a very famous cemetery and there's some famous people buried here. I don't give a damn. I will sit in the car. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I wouldn't have got out the van. They'd have been like, where Really Be? Really Be on the truck is on the van waiting for y'all. That's where I'll be. I'll be right here with the cameraman talking to production. I'm not doing it. And again, if you need to dock my pay because I wouldn't get out the car, I mean, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Dock my pay. I'm not going. And then they walked all up and through that thing. They walked all up and and I get it. Everybody has the thing that they're into. I think Phaedra really truly is into that. I don't think it's for shock value. I think Phaedra really likes that kind of shit. You know what I mean? But I don't need to be a part of it, you know? So they did the whole cemetery situation, walking around, blah, 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 blah. So Portia wanted them, you know, let me know when y'all on y'all way back. Because they were setting up a special birthday party for Phaedra. That's it. And I am telling you. I'm not going. I went on a night tour in Charleston and they neglected to tell me one stop was on a cemetery. I became undone. Yeah, I'm not doing that. And Savannah has a lot of like those, you know, Savannah has a lot of the ghost trails and all that stuff. You better ask everywhere we going. You better ask when y'all go on stuff like that. Y'all better be asked. Tell me where we going. So they get back to the house and everybody's getting dressed. And before Shamia gets in the room, they're asking, you know, what happened? How was y'all day? And they talk about how Shamia basically apologized, you know, but she felt like nobody had her back. Nobody supported her. Now, with Cynthia, they pissed me off with this. I did have your back. I did support you. I did. The most blatant example is 2 episodes ago when y'all was sitting at that table and Shamia showed y'all them receipts of Angela lying and ain't nobody say shit. That's the most obvious example. The woman read you the receipts of the lady saying, I never told Angela that. Angela was trying to get information from me on you. I never said that. it's like that was a perfect example when y'all could have had her back. Or at the very least, y'all could have held Angela accountable the same way y'all want to hold other people accountable. And again, I'm not saying Shamia is a saint. I'm not. Shamia definitely made some missteps. But what we not gonna do is sit here and act like Shamia is the big bad wolf and everybody else is so innocent. Like, I'm sorry. I know some of y'all have moved past it. I know some of y'all have forgiven, but I still am not like Phaedra. It's rich that any of this is coming from you, ma'am. Hey, girl, ma'am. You perpetuated a whole story about sexual assault. A whole story. I saw the preview, so we're going to see if Angela gets vindicated. I did see the previews where it says that Angela gets vindicated next episode, child. We'll get to it when we get to it. We'll see what happened. Phaedra will forever be a villain and untrustworthy in my eyes. I mean, my thing is this. I can move on from certain things, but what I'm not going to do is forget that it ever happened. We're not going to sit here and act like it didn't happen. We're not going to sit here and act like, Phaedra didn't come down to Bravo with a whole lie and held on to that lie all season until the reunion when she could not lie anymore, when she was stuck in that lie. And even then, what she do? Sat there like a deer caught in the headlights. Then it wasn't her. She just repeated what somebody told her to say. Portia, let's go back to what's the Cynthia's bridal bachelorette party down to where'd they go? South Carolina, wherever, where they had Bolo down there. Remember Portia? Miss I didn't sleep with nobody, Portia Williams. With the moaning coming out her bedroom. Fast forward to where we are now, and we see that, maybe they wasn't lying on you, Portia. We know you was kissing all on them girls because they had the video footage of you kissing all on Drew. We saw that. Yeah, I thought the cameras was covered up, but we could see through it. We could see it. And you lied about that. So we're not going to sit here and act like Portia don't lie. We're not going to act like Portia don't lie. Phaedra said that a producer told her that. Ain't no producer ever stepped forward. And even if a producer told her that, Phaedra, you are a fucking attorney. You know the implications of putting something like that out. That's not true. You're an attorney. Even if somebody told you to say it, your response should have been, hell no. So again, I'm not villainizing Portia, but what I'm not going to do is sit here and villainize Shamia either. I'm not going to sit here and act like Shamia has done the worst thing that we've ever seen in the history of Housewives, because it's just not the case. And for Phaedra and Portia to be the ones that call themselves indicting Shamia, I just find that to be very rich. I just found that to be very rich. You say everybody's lying on Shamia. I'm not going to say everybody's lying on Shamia. I'm just going to say that I feel like there's a pile up on Shamia. I do. I feel like there's a pile up on Shamia. And I feel like it's being orchestrated by Phaedra and her crew. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. And I know, everybody ain't got to agree, and that's cool. But I really do. I feel like there's a pile up, and I feel like it's orchestrated. I don't feel like it's spontaneous. I don't feel like these people this is how they really feel. I feel like Portia is that girl. This is Portia's show. What we're not going to do is sit here and act like this ain't Portia's show. We're not going to play that game and act like this is not Portia's show. Portia is in charge of the girls. Period. Period. And either you in good with Portia or you on the outside. That's the other thing. They even insinuated in this conversation where we're getting ready for dinner. All the ladies are coming down in their little outfits or whatever. They're getting ready for dinner. Who was it? Phaedra even insinuated that Shamea ruined. She said, I think it was when Phaedra and Portia were talking, and she was like, I'm not going to let her ruin another trip or something along those lines. What trip did Shamea ruin? What trip did Shamea ruin? Because I know y'all not talking about the Dallas trip, because Shamea didn't ruin the Dallas trip. If anything, K. Michelle ruined the damn Dallas trip with her conspiracy theory that all the people was plotting and planning and coming against her because they was going to say that her woo-woo stink. And Angela decided that Shamea was the one that got in K. Michelle's head. If Shamea did not ruin that. So I'm like, you think they're talking about the right? The Dallas, Shamea did not ruin the Dallas trip. Now, Shamea did confront, I believe, Angela about it, because she was like, why are you insinuating that I had anything to do with it? But we're going to forget that K. Michelle came downstairs crying about the people coming for her and how somebody called her in the middle of the night and told her that it was a conspiracy against her, and she was boohoo crying and shit, and then her and Drew almost got into a physical altercation. We're going to sit here and forget that all of that happened, but no, it was Shamea's fault. Shamea ruined the trip. That's all I'm saying, y'all. I'm not saying that Shamea has not done anything. What I am saying is Shamea has not done everything that they are saying she's done. And I feel like it's a pile on, because I feel like they want to find all the things to put on Shamea, whether she was really guilty or not, but they're not finding any fault. It's almost like nothing else happened this season. I get it. Shamea threw that thing out there about Portia's mama. That wasn't cool, especially if it's not true. It wasn't cool. But what we not going to do is act like we not on episode. We on fucking episode 14. We are not going to make one comment in episode 13 and then make the whole season, oh, Shamea. Baby, Shamea went off for a 5-minute argument in episode 13. We had a whole 12 episodes before this with everybody else arguing. We done had K. Michelle arguing with Drew, and we still don't know why K. Michelle was mad at Drew. I mean, we just don't know. We had Angela fighting with Shamea, and they got into it. We had Kelly and Portia fighting. Portia, we still don't know what Portia talking about. Kelly sleeping with the married pastor. Like, we're not gonna sit here and act like this whole season it was just Shamea. There were other shit. We had Pinky fighting with the bankruptcy man. Kelly fighting with her with the repo man. Like, we've got other shit going on. So anyway, the ladies come in for Phaedra's dinner. And before Shamea gets there, Phaedra was saying that Shamea was saying that she felt like she was kind of piled on. And K. Michelle was like, I hate that, because I don't want her to feel like anybody's piling on her. Like, I hate that for her. I hate that feeling. If they had proof that Shamea told Kay, they would have brought it in the forefront. They hang her to the cross for way less. We'll see what Kay says. We're definitely going to see what happens at the reunion. They did say that Shamea bought a lot of receipts at the reunion. They did say that. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens down to the reunion. We end up having dinner for Portia. And, listen. I mean, Phaedra. We have a birthday dinner for Phaedra. And Cynthia gives this beautiful soliloquy about how her and Phaedra came on the show together and how she's always had an affinity for Phaedra, even though they didn't always get along, but that she's glad that they're in the space that they're in now. And I just feel like production, y'all was shady as fuck. Cause why y'all show Phaedra and Cynthia fighting? You could have started with them not getting along, and then you could have showed us some good times. You could have showed us some good times. Why y'all had to just show that clip of the two of them not liking each other, child? But anyway, and then Portia, it was so obvious what you were doing in that moment. It was so obvious that you were doing everything in your power to make it seem like, Phaedra, you're my girl. You're my frick to my frack. You're my bestie. We've been through so much together. You've been that shoulder for me to cry on. You know, you're my friend. You're my friend. You're my friend. You're my friend. And I love you so much, friend. And it was almost as if to be like, Shamea, you are non-motherfucking factor. Baby, why Shamea ended that in one sentence. Shamea ended, I mean, in her confessional, obviously. But Shamea ended that shit in one sentence. She said, girl, bye. That girl wasn't even at your wedding. Mind you, Portia had 2 weddings. She said, that girl wasn't even at your wedding. Like, Portia, everybody at that table knew what you were doing. All of us knew what you were doing. And again, at the end of the day, we get it. We get it, girl. We get it. And then you gave her some sort of proclamation. I don't even. That's probably some. She's the lady of the house where they're staying. The lady of the manor where they're literally staying. They probably give them things out every time somebody come through that Airbnb. That is probably something that's part of the service. For an extra fee, we can give you a proclamation and make you lady of the house. Like, and it probably says something on the fine writing. If you read that whole proclamation, it probably says for the duration of your stay somewhere in that proclamation. Girl, if you don't take her down to the Louis Vuitton store and buy her a bag and go the fuck on. Katrina, what does that have to what does that have to do with anything? You said, but Shamea was mad that Portia didn't come to her wedding. She should have been mad. If Portia was her friend, she should have been mad that Portia didn't come to the wedding. I don't understand what that have to do with what I just said though. Portia is a child. During that 2-week hiatus, I took the show off the DVR because I'm not watching the Portia show. I got you. Thank you, Katie K. Who got the membership, y'all? Thank you, boo. I have a lady of Scotland from one of my kids. Okay, like, girl, that was so stupid. Hey, what's going on? Then they got to talking about the cemetery and death and K Michelle. Listen. Let me say something. I know K Michelle's been through a lot, and I'm not going to take away her pain. I'm not going to take away her experience, and I'm sure that had to be a hard thing to go through with the doctors having to tell your mother and your son that she might not make it, and for her to say, "I was sitting on that table. I was sitting in. I was sitting." Congratulations, Natalia. Congratulations. Thank you again, KDK. Mwah. Thank you for her to go through all of that. I'm 100%. I'm not taking nothing away from that. I know, and she said, she prayed to God, because I made a mistake and I'm sorry, and please, just let me live through this. I 100% understand that, but here's where you lose me, K Michelle. Here's where you lose me. We literally just saw you 2 episodes ago go meet with your plastic surgeon, and you still want to have more surgery. And I understand that she's not doing the silicone anymore. But it seems to me that somebody that's been through 13 surgeries for making a bad decision as it relates to plastic surgery, if it's not dealing with the silicone and dealing with the side effects of you putting that silicone in your body, you walking into a plastic surgeon's office and voluntarily wanting to do more plastic surgery, I have to question you. And again, I'm not taking away your experience, but I have to question, girl, what we doing here? Oh, Scotty's still live too? I didn't know he was still live. Oh, Nandy, you got the membership? Somebody said, Italia, you got... She only gifted one membership. How two people get the membership? Well, congratulations. Because she said Phaedra Must wasn't... Wait a minute. She said Phaedra Must wasn't Portia's friend because she didn't come to the wedding. So she couldn't see Portia wasn't her friend because she didn't go to hers. That's not what she said. That's not what she said. She didn't say that they weren't friends. She said they weren't the close friends that Phaedra's trying to sit, that Portia's trying to act like it. Because I think what she was insinuating was she wasn't invited to the wedding. And I think there's a difference between Portia was a bridesmaid in Shamia's wedding. It wasn't just, oh, she gifted two. Oh, okay. I only saw the first one pop up. Congratulations, you guys. Congratulations. Thank you. She wasn't, I don't see, I see what you're saying, but I don't see the connection. Because what Shamia and Portia's situation wasn't that Portia didn't come to her wedding as a guest. Portia was supposed to be in the fucking wedding as a bridesmaid. And she didn't do it. That's what I think the difference is for me. Angela got up and ran out. Drew got up and ran out because when they got to talking about death and going to the cemetery and stuff like that, I think it was just too much for both of them to handle. Drew's father has been gone for a year, and we know Angela's mother just recently passed. And so I think it was a lot to have that conversation about death and visiting cemeteries and things like that. I just think it was a lot for both of them. So there was that. Shamia apologized again, child. When Portia left the room, Shamia apologized again. Here's my issue. I already said it. Stop fucking apologizing. Number two, why do you keep waiting when Portia's not around to apologize? You sat there all night and didn't say nothing. And then when Portia got up and left the room, now you want to apologize. Girl, Shamia, just stop. Portia pissed me off talking about destiny swapping, knowing she really want what Shamia has. When she said, you know what? Thank you, Italian. Thank you for the super chat, boo. Yeah, that whole destiny swapping thing, I was like, girl, you wanted... There was nothing about your life that Shamia was trying to get. You're trying to get everything that Shamia has in her life. Shamia had the rich African husband first. Shamia had the big mansion first. Shamia had that life. Like, girl, what are you talking about? Because she wants to say she apologized without actually having to apologize to the person, which she doesn't have to apologize. I just don't want her. I don't feel like she need to keep apologizing. I mean, again, I just felt like she apologized 20,000 times. Like, again, girl, I get it that you feel like you felt like, maybe you let the emotions carry you away and you did a little bit too much or whatever. Like, I get it. I get it that you felt that way. But at the end of the day, I just don't feel like she owed none of them an apology. Like, what are you apologizing to them for? You ain't saying nothing about their mama. I mean, are you apologizing for making the moment awkward or making people? Because she said, "Well, I hate people feeling like they gotta choose sides." Nobody's making them people choose sides. They're choosing to choose a side. You're not making them choose a side. We haven't seen on camera Portia doing anything to make them choose a side. They're choosing to choose a side. So I don't even know what you apologizing for. I'm still rooting for Shamia, but I can't stand her to keep apologizing. Right. Every Portia accusation is a Portia confession. She's living in her own. What's that say? But I don't know what that's supposed to be. I laughed at the Destiny swapping comment because what the F is going on? We watching Charmed, child. She not going to apologize because that would mean she lied about Miss Diane. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying she has to apologize. I'm not saying she owes an apology. I'm saying stop. I don't even know why you apologizing to anybody. But even with that, Shamia is still not content. There's no way I would be putting myself and my emotions when I don't have to. She's not content with what? With her life? Not Shamia want Portia's life. She want 2 failed marriages and a baby. Ooh. Oh, fan fiction. Got it. Portia is her own biggest fan. Oh, okay. I got it. I was with Kelly and Pinky too. Like, girl, what you apologizing for? And again, if you apologizing for making it an awkward or you apologize, like whatever, but girl, if you don't stop apologizing to these women, I just feel like you even last season, and like Pinky said, and don't wait till the season is over and do no videotape long ass apology. Like, we don't want it. Girl, we don't want it. We don't want it. I think I get triggered by Shamia because I have 3 sisters. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I have 3 sisters, and one of them actually just like her. Again, I know for me, I'm not saying that I think Shamia is all right. Because Shamia, y'all know I've had my issues with Shamia, but I do feel like it's a pile on, and I do feel like Portia is behind the scenes puppeteering things. I really do. I do. And I do believe, if I'm telling y'all, if I'm gonna be honest and tell you, I believe Shamia's version of the story. I believe that I told y'all this last week. I'm gonna say it again and then I'm gonna be out. I believe that Portia Mama and Shamia Mama used to be out in them streets together. I believe they partied together. I believe they probably dated the same men together. Now, I don't know the origin story of Shamia. I don't know how Shamia Mama met Shamia Daddy. I don't know nothing about it. But I can almost envision in my head that they all met around the same time. And maybe Portia Mama did flirt with Shamia Daddy. Maybe Portia Mama slept with Shamia Daddy before Shamia Mama got with him. Or maybe they was doing that young, dumb shit that women do to each other, where, I met him at the club on Saturday night. He asked for your number, but I really had my eye on him all along. And the opportunity, y'all broke up or y'all got into an argument. And when I had an opportunity to jump on it, I jumped on it. And then y'all got back together and I was feeling stupid. And then you found out that I slept with him and then we fell out. I absolutely believe some shit like that went down. Now, that's my opinion. I'm not calling Portia Mama no hoe. I don't know that lady like that. But I do believe something went down as it relates to a man. And I think that Shamia Mama ended up with the man. I'm just going to tell you the truth. That's what I believe. That is what I believe. Because when Shamia said the stuff with the daycare centers happened after they fell out, I believe it. Because I believe that Shamia Mama was probably on some get back. Why? Because you slept with my man. Oh, your business is getting ready to go into foreclosure. Oh, you mean I can buy your business? Yep, I'm gonna do it. and I'm gonna put my name up there so you'll know. And Portia talking about something. You know how we found out? We found out when we drove by. Okay. It sounded like they weren't even friends no more when that happened. I absolutely believe that something like that went down. And I'm gonna be honest with you and say, did Shamia mama flirt with the daddy first? I mean, flirt with the brother first, and then got with the daddy? Maybe. Listen, I believe that they was hanging out in the 80s and 90s, 70s and 80s, and they was going to the cabarets, and they was getting drunk, maybe even getting a little tooted and booted. I believe they was hanging out, and they was out in them streets, and they was doing shit that 20-year-old women do. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm just telling y'all what I believe. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I do believe that they was out there, and I believe that maybe they did swap partners or flirt with each other's man or whatever. And I believe they fell out long before the businesses were an issue. And I believe that when Shamia mama got the opportunity to get one up on Portia mama, I think she took advantage. And I believe it was in the form of your business is failing. I'm coming to get it. And then when they became friends, I think that the parents coexisted with those girls for the sake of those children. Like, oh, our friends, our daughters are friends. Oh, all right, it's whatever. I'm not gonna stop my daughter from hanging out with your daughter, because even Shamia's interview with Carlos King, she said we knew each other in high school, but we weren't friends in high school. We knew each other. She was like, but Shamia had a different set of friends than I had. I was a cheerleader. I had my friends over here. We knew each other and we were cool, but we didn't become close until her first divorce. That's what she said. That's what she said. Now, just because she said it don't make it true. I'm just telling you what she said. That they didn't become close, like, tight friends until Portia was going through her first divorce. And by that time, they were grown, so the parents couldn't tell them not to be friends. They were grown at that point. And I know, I'm going to say this and then I ain't going to be done. I know some people brought up a clip from that Shamia brought up the mother way back when Candy was still on the show, that season that Shamia, I think the last season that Shamia was like a friend of or whatever. Child, y'all know the internet detectives done found a clip where Shamia did say something about their mothers not being friends or something like that. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to go that far back. I'm going to go back to who started it right now. And the person who started it right now was Portia. Because Portia put it on her social media last season. She said it first. Nobody has said nothing about them parents until Portia put that post on her social media. And just like Shamia said, it went viral. Everybody, I did a video on it. I remember the House of Aaron did a video. Like, the House of Aaron was the first person I heard talk about this was over a daycare center. I heard him say it first. That don't mean he was the first one to say it. I heard him say it first. So, to be fair, Portia, you started this. Because again, if we're going to go back 6 or 7 seasons to something Shamia said 6 or 7 seasons ago, I'm not doing that. But in this current situation, Portia started it. Osingao, I hope I'm saying your name right, baby. I saw your comment about the commercials and I tried to respond. YouTube wouldn't let me respond to your comment. Let me be honest. Yeah, I do not control the commercials. I mean, I do, but I don't. I put the same setting on all of my videos. When you do there, I don't know why I keep. There are two different ways you can put commercials into your videos. One, I can manually go in and add the commercial how often I want to do it. Like I can manually go into each video and click a button and say, put a commercial here, put a commercial there, put a commercial there. Or I can let YouTube choose for me. For the purposes of time, I always let YouTube choose it for me, right? When you let YouTube choose it for you, you have 3 different options. You can do aggressive, moderate, low. I always do the middle one. I don't do aggressive. I don't do low. I always do the middle one. So if y'all are watching, and I'm not picking on you, I just want to address it because I meant to. It wouldn't let me tell you. So if y'all are watching a video and it has more commercials than normal, that's YouTube. And generally, if YouTube is doing that, that's because it's a popular topic. And they trying to get all the money they can get. Because let's be clear, YouTube make the most money off of those ads. I make some money, but they make the bulk of it. So if y'all are watching a video and it has more ads than normal, that's YouTube doing that. I don't change my settings. I don't even when I see a video that's getting good numbers, I don't go back in. Whatever I set it on at the beginning is what it's set on. So I don't know why that video was giving you a hard time. I apologize. All I can do is apologize. But I just want for future reference so y'all know I do not change my settings. It is always that middle setting. In this current situation, Shamia mentioned it unprovoked at the table. I'd understand if she mentioned it at the reunion last season or even at this reunion. Well, they did have a conversation about it at the reunion. They did. They talked to Andy asked about it at the reunion. I'm thinking that when Shamia was talking to Cynthia, I think, oh, hold on. I'm gonna read these last couple of comments. Cynthia, I think she said something and it was edited out and Portia saw it, or Cynthia told Portia because why Shamia keep saying what, baby? Katrina, you lost me, boo. I don't understand what you're saying. And a clip was shown of Portia admitting that when someone throws something at her, she just says anything back. And then Candy and them was like, you can't just make up lies to get back. Well, and that's why I don't know if I believe what Portia said. I think Portia was ready. I think she knew at some point Shamia was going to bring it up, and I think she just was ready to throw something back. But anyway, to be honest, Portia had Shamia were, I think Portia and Shamia were not authentic friends once Portia made it to Real Housewives of Atlanta. They both had an agenda. Shamia under Be My Robin while I play Batman. This will help you further your singing and acting career. Okay. Portia won't accept. Well, of course, Portia's not going to accept her apology. I probably wouldn't accept it either. If everyone's channel, if you don't have premium, oh, all right. Their dinners are the only place Portia will have a conversation with Shamia. I think that's why she brought it up. Yeah, I mean, and that's why when she said we were on our way back to being cool again, I'm like, girl, where? You weren't even talking to her. But once Shamia had a taste of being Robin, she wanted to become Spider-Man. Okay. Really B, we're back on the help wagon tomorrow. I started today. Portia always talking about someone sleeping with a pastor child. A child unfortunately passed away. The daycare got sued and it went into foreclosure. It was fair when Pete took Simon because Fallon got pregnant. So y'all be making some crazy comparisons. I don't understand how that's connected to Portia and Simon, but okay. At the end of the day, Portia roughed it to us first, making that post started this. Brought it to us first. Okay. Yeah, in my opinion, that's what I think. But neither here nor there, y'all. That was the episode. The Whether You Like It or Not panel is tomorrow night. It's on Busy's channel. So we'll be over at Busy's house tomorrow night. And I'm sure we will be debating it again. I'm sure there will be opinions. I'm sure there will be opinions. So y'all make sure y'all join us there tomorrow night. They're treating Shamia the same way Giselle and the crew treated Angel. I definitely think it's a pile on. The comments took you through, baby. These comments, y'all, I've been trying to read them because y'all, I want to hear what y'all saying. And it's if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button before you go. If you're watching this on the replay, hype the video. And I will see. Listen, and the thing is, when I can see the typo, I'll read it as, because I mean, I know y'all typing fast and shit like that. So I'm trying to read it as like if I know what the word is supposed to be. Didn't Portia tell Shamia, say her mom told she doesn't know how to accept? Huh? Wait a minute. Didn't Portia tell Shamia, say her mom told her she doesn't know how to accept her? I don't know what you're talking about, Angie. I don't understand that. I don't understand that sentence. I don't understand that sentence. Didn't Portia tell Shamia, say her mom told her she doesn't know how to accept her? Angie, I don't know what you're saying, baby. I don't understand that sentence. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, boo. In my opinion, and I said this when we talked about the Carlos King interview. After listening to the Carlos King interview, in my opinion, Portia and Shamia have not been genuine friends since the wedding situation. When Portia and Shamia got into it over the wedding and at the bridal party or whatever, when the two of them got into it, and then Portia didn't come to the wedding, and then Shamia allowed Candy and them to talk shit about Portia, and Portia allowed Sheree and them to talk shit about Shamia. In my opinion, do I think they continue to be friends and spend time together? Yes. But I think that was the crack in the foundation. In my opinion. The travel channel is Really Be Travel. If you type in Really Be Travel, it should pop up. Really Be Travel. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here. It's 11 o'clock. Y'all know it's 11:30 actually. So let me get off of here. Even though I don't have to get up and go to work tomorrow, I still got stuff I need to do. So let me get off of here, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.